Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Mile High Game Guys board gaming podcast. I'm your host, Adrian.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Jeff.
And we're coming at you with another Wednesday episode sponsored by Gray Fox Games, our awesome sponsors.
They all went to a theme park or something today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like, just like a company thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably Six Flags because they're in St. Louis and there's a Six Flags in St. Louis. Unless they're still at Origins for some weird reason.
Yeah, still.
I mean, it is only the day after. They could be cleaning up.
Yeah, it went through Sunday. So they went to Kings Island.
Oh,
That's where they went.
Oh, shit. Kings Island is fucking awesome.
Oh, in Columbus, right?
Yeah, it's in Ohio. I don't think it's in Columbus.
No.
It's
That's like the most roller coasters, right?
Yeah, it's like the biggest roller coaster
Well,
park in the
that's
States.
Cedar Point.
Oh,
which
Cedar
is
Point.
Kings Island.
Oh.
No.
Cedar Point is on Kings Island.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because Kings Island seems to be northeast of Cincinnati, and the place I'm thinking of is like on the north
Really?
coast of Ohio.
Wait, does it actually touch one of the lakes?
Yes.
Erie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it sticks out into Erie.
Like the whole north side of Ohio
Oh.
is
That
like
doesn't
Erie.
seem. Ohio does not seem like a state that would have a coast.
You can't really see it due to all the...
Like, I don't know why, but I don't think coast when I think of Ohio.
Yeah. You can't see it through the most of the burning.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you're right, Jeff. I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
I lived in Ohio for a year.
That's infinitely more time than I've ever been
Yes.
there. I don't think I've ever been to Ohio.
I definitely thought that Cedar Point was on Kings Island. It's by Sandusky, by the way. Cedar Point,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
which Sandusky does not seem like a town that's on a giant body of water.
Yeah. And Kings Island is between the hot cities of Cincinnati and Dayton.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, so many of Ohio's cities they sound like boredom personified.
I don't know. I'd always, whenever I think of Ohio, or especially Cincinnati, I always think of 30 Rock. That it was always just like the place that everybody wished they could just go away to.
The main thing that comes to mind for me for most things Ohio related is was it the Drew Carey show or some show that had Drew Carey?
Drew Carey.
Yeah.
Where they
the
did
Drew Carey Show.
Yeah.
Cleveland rocks.
Yes.
Cleveland rocks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even though I'm
that was
pretty
the
sure
theme song.
Cleveland distinctly does not rock.
Maybe it
Or
rocked.
it was Cleveland, not Cincinnati. Yeah,
yes,
the
it was
Cleve
Cleveland.
is what they called it on 30 Rock. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Cleve.
Yes,
Cleveland
Cleveland is north.
Yeah.
That I don't like that. I don't like that at all. The Cleve.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Well, now that we have all the hottest of Ohio geography lessons, Zach learned there's a coast
Yeah.
to Ohio.
Yeah.
I mean, arbitrarily, like almost a quarter of Ohio's
Land.
borders
Yeah.
is shore.
Yeah.
It's true.
Once again, it's not something I've been like
Yeah.
that. There's a big body of water touching that.
Yeah.
You could go sunbathing in Ohio. It does not seem like.
A lot of rivers.
One
I
of
guess.
one of my favorite little historical facts about the United States involves Ohio and Michigan, and it's the fact so Michigan has the UP, and people are like, why does Michigan have the UP? Shouldn't that be like Wisconsin? Well, Michigan got it as part of a settlement that the federal government put together to keep Michigan and Ohio from fighting over Toledo.
Okay.
Like Michigan and Ohio are about to go interstate war over Toledo, and the federal government.
This was hundreds of years ago.
Oh
I
yeah,
assume.
yeah. But the federal government stepped in.
1972.
The Great River Fire had just been put out.
And so they gave.
They gave Ohio Toledo,
Uh-huh.
and they gave Michigan the entire UP, which ended up working out really well for Michigan because the UP was like a major source of Michigan's income for a long time due to mining and forestry. So much so that they considered putting Michigan's capital in the UP, and then they were like,
Cars?
but maybe not.
Yeah,
Well, that was way later,
I guess.
and then now
That was
Michigan
way
has
later. Like
nothing.
1973?
Yeah, the Toledo War was 1835 to 36, also known as the Michigan-Ohio War, an almost bloodless boundary dispute.
Almost bloodless. Just like Ohio and Michigan.
Yeah, so Michigan gave up the claim to this because it was a whole strip of land. Like it was more than just Toledo, but Toledo was a big part of it because
Fair enough.
Toledo used to be a major production town right there on what is that? Where'd Michigan Megan and her Lakes shirt go? So I could be like that on Lake Ontario.
Which
It's not. It's definitely not. Yeah, Erie.
Erie, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because Toledo's also on Lake Erie.
Yes. Ontario is the one east of it. That's the New York one. I guess technically Erie is it touches Buffalo. So learning lots of things.
Man, our geography lessons today have been thrilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like I've never spent any of my life in
that vicinity in any way, shape, or form.
Yes.
Anyway, Zach, you'd asked what I was up to. I don't know if that's going to make the weird cuts you're going to have to do around all of our geography talk, but I haven't been up.
Just make it awkward for we had to go through that, so everybody else will.
In real time.
I'll throw some extra silences in there too.
Yeah.
Run it at 0.85, so it's just yes.
Toledo.
For all our fast speed listeners.
Yeah.
Make them
Slow
hear
it down.
Yeah.
So they know so they know what we sound like.
Yeah.
To answer your question, though, I have not been up to anything. It's been a fairly laid back last few days. The most exciting thing that has happened to me this entire week is that Jeff and Zach are over here playing. We were playing Time Stories, which will be our Friday episode.
Yes.
We'll ruin another thing of Time Stories. And while we were preparing to ruin Time Stories, Jeff went upstairs and ruined my toilet.
Not just in the way that you would expect.
Not just.
But also
I actually broke his toilet.
it was both.
Yes.
He ruined the upper and the lower parts.
I was trying to do an upper decker. I put too much weight on it.
And you decked it.
Yeah, so I was getting up because I have a broken leg, and I had put my weight on kind of like the back upper part. I don't know, the tank.
If you could see, he's like miming this. You got like your left arm up kind of behind your back to give you some leverage to stand up.
Yes, and apparently this toilet had been repaired previously in some fashion.
Before we bought it, yeah.
And
although you didn't crack it anywhere along any of the sealant parts. It was an entirely new area.
But I cracked the tank on the bottom of the tank. Not at a seam or anything like that, just right through like the middle.
Yep.
To where it just started leaking.
Yep. Nice steady little drip, drip, drip.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I must have just twisted it just right.
Yep. Just perfect.
But thankfully, you were already in the market for a new toilet.
It had been on the list since pretty much day one. We weren't happy. It doesn't flush super well, and it's just old and kind of crummy. So there's other things we wanted to spend the money on first. That was down the list a bit.
How expensive can a toilet be?
All told, everything we bought today, because we went today before recording to get the toilet sitting in the dining room right now.
Yes, it is.
It was roughly $150.
Yeah.
So not anything, bank-breakingly awful, but
now you have a weekend project.
Oh, it won't even be that. I'll probably knock it out after the podcast.
Yeah.
Depending on where we're at time-wise. It's like a 30, 40-minute
ordeal.
Yeah, it's not much. It's like 4 bolts total. Two on the bowl and the tanks, 2 on the floor. Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
Yeah. As long as I don't fuck anything up and flood the entire fucking house, which, I mean, it's the upstairs toilet.
I do not claim any responsibility for anything after this point.
That's fair, because we're choosing to not hire a professional, and I'm going to do it myself. Because a professional would probably cost another $100 and some at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's been the most exciting thing that's happened to me all week. Megan and I did go watch Booksmart. After Zach had watched it, I don't know, a little over a week ago, spoke pretty highly of it on the Slack channel and in person, and we were just kind of, we were bumming around. We'd taken Jester to Chatfield, which, that was a fun thing. We got Jester to actually swim for the first time. She actually was willing to get deep enough into the water that she no longer touched. And just as I suspected from her big webbed paws, she's a good swimmer. So she just has to get over her, I don't know, fear, I guess. Not really fear, but she definitely doesn't like getting out deep enough that it's much out of her foot range.
Yeah.
But
so how'd you get her to do that?
So Megan gets the credit. No, so
push her off a boat. So drive a boat middle of the lake, and you're just like, wow.
So it's
see you over there, Justin.
It's been a process because immediately I was like, I bet she'd love to swim. Like, we're pretty sure she's got Catahoula. Like, there's swamp dogs from Louisiana. They love to swim. We're like, yeah. So we took her to Chatfield because they got these big ponds. And the very first time we took her, we were trying to get her, and she wouldn't even get her feet wet hardly. Like, if her feet started to get in the water, she didn't like that at all and would turn away. I was like, no, fuck this. We just need to get you like to realize there's nothing wrong with the water. So I grabbed her and I waded out about shin deep and I kind of hucked her out into the water. She did not like that.
I'm not surprised.
At all. At all. And even Megan was like, why did you do that? It's like, because then she knows she can swim and that she's fine. No, didn't work that way at all. So then we took her months later, we took her back down there and we were playing fetch with her and she'd actually run into the water. She'd been in shallow water and had been more comfortable. She's gotten pretty cool with baths and being in the bathtub. Like she'll get in the bathtub for a bath without any, like we don't have to put her in. We can just be like, Chester, go in there. And she jumps in. She still doesn't like all the noise associated with taking a bath, but so she went in deeper the second time. Well, this was the third time we've taken her down there. And Megan did an excellent job of using a stick and just throwing it an inch farther into the water every time. And eventually she got her far enough out there where Jester had to like swim a couple dog paddle strokes, get the stick, turn, swim a couple back to where her feet would touch again. And she seemed to do pretty good with it, like it. And then I took the stick and I immediately threw it like 2 inches further than the last throw. And that was too much. And she was like, nope, not going for that. And that was all for fetching and playing in the water for that trip.
Well, the stick was now in the water permanently.
Yes. Yeah. It was floating way out in the middle of the pond.
Now it's your turn to go get it.
Yeah. I want to get her to where like some of the people there, they had dogs where they'd like use one of those like extra arm chucky tennis ball thrower sticks.
Yes.
And we're throwing like tennis balls way out in the water. And their dogs would just haul ass into the water and swim way out there and swim way back. And we're loving it. I want to work Jester up to that.
Okay.
She's not quite there yet. She does go deeper when there's other dogs too, because she'll follow them more and then be like, oh shit, I followed this dog into water. Now I'm in water. Back to shore.
Yeah.
But yeah. So after we took her to that, we were looking for other things to do, just kill time over the.
So then you went to a movie.
So then we went to the movie. We brought the dog back first. We didn't just like leave her in the car while we stopped at a movie on the way home or anything. But yeah. Booksmart was real fun. Hilarious.
I enjoyed it a lot.
It was made even funnier just earlier today when Zach informed me that one of the two main girls in it is actually Jonah Hill's little sister. So there's like a brother-sister connection between the two movies too.
Because it's basically just like a modern female Superbad. So
yeah.
Okay.
But really well done.
Yes.
Unlike other like modern older movie,
Judd
but
Apatow
swap all
era.
the people. Yeah.
No, Olivia Wilde did a good job for her. I think it was her first outing as director.
Oh,
Yeah.
neat.
Yeah. I liked it a whole lot. Couple predictable parts, but a fair amount of other like just amazingly ridiculous shit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I dug it. That's what I've done.
I saw a very similar movie. It's called Mandy.
That's not similar at all. You're
Not
a liar.
It is similar in that they are both movies.
That's correct. Somebody filmed a series of scenes and then edited them together and then released them. In
Yeah,
that sense,
very very similar genre.
Yeah, might as well just be the same.
They
thing.
are not even remotely. They are again similar genres in the broad spectrum of like movies are an entire genre of entertainment.
Yes, that's what I meant. So Mandy is fucking insane.
An LSD fueled descent into madness.
Yeah, with a real slow ramp. They give you the real slow ramp.
Oh yeah, it's like the on ramp to the highway, but the car's being driven by an 80-year-old who just can't quite apply enough pressure to the gas pedal.
But the soundtrack is amazing and it looks awesome. And as soon as you get to the top of that ramp, it's just a sheer cliff of madness.
It's really almost like a roller coaster, like that slow, like chunk, 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 chunk.
Except there's no more track after you get off the top. It just plummets
straight down.
Yes. You just plummet to your death.
You plummet into an Olympic swimming pool filled with acid.
Yeah. LSD acid, not like boiling acid.
Yeah. Fucking, I watched that movie a long time ago. Because my brother was like, "Oh my
it's
god,
not
dude!
New.
I got this on, Vudu or whatever. You gotta watch it. You'll love it. Nick Cage is awesome. Blah blah blah." Blah. And I watched it. And I was like, "What the fuck did I just watch? Good God Almighty!"
Sounds about right.
Yeah. It's certainly not a movie for everyone, but
No,
it was.
no.
It was very entertaining.
It's not a movie for everyone, but it was a movie for you.
Yeah, it sure was.
Speaking of a movie that's not really entertaining, I saw Men in Black International.
Maybe?
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
I don't know why that's funny to me, but I like that.
It was very mediocre, unfortunately.
Seems like this whole summer of movies has been very meh. It like Avengers happened, and then it just sucked the life out of everything that would ever possibly come after.
Let's say like for blockbuster movies, yes. In that regard, yes.
Yeah.
But like I really enjoyed Rocketman, Booksmart.
Oh yeah. Those
John Wick 3.
Those are very good movies.
Yeah.
I missed John Wick 3 at Alamo. It's not at Alamo anymore. It's unfortunate.
You can still go see it in another theater.
Yeah.
Let me get right on that.
Hey, you don't have the season pass, so there's no reason for you not to.
You can probably see it at the Elvis.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of reason for me not to, namely that I don't like other theaters anymore.
You should still see it, though.
I will, but I'll just watch it at home.
Boo. But yeah, it was... The leads were good enough. You know, Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth.
The Thor Ragnarok folks.
Pretty much, yeah. But everything else, it was... Paul put it well. Like, the story itself wasn't bad, but just the execution was subpar. So,
Great.
yeah.
And
also,
really fumbled.
Kumail Nanjiani did a voice of like a little alien guy, and it was like, that's not an alien guy. That's Kumail.
It's Kumail Nanjiani.
That's he's talking shit, and you're like, that's not him.
Yeah.
That's some people are very good at being like, you're like, oh, it's that like Alan Tudyk is really good at being like a character, and you're like, that didn't seem like him.
He was. I saw Wreck-It Ralph 2 is on Netflix, and I watched that. Apparently, he was like the Google off-brand Google character.
Yeah, he was the bad mayor in the first one too. So
yeah,
and he was
okay,
and he was
the chicken in Moana.
Yeah, he was Iago in Aladdin.
Wait, he was Iago in Aladdin?
Yeah. But anyway,
in the new Aladdin,
in the new one,
it was definitely
no. I was like, what?
No, it was. Oh God, what's his name? The guy with the really distinctive voice.
We all know who you're talking.
Yes,
yeah,
Affleck guy. We'll just say that.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Gilbert Gottfried.
There it is.
Gilbert
yes.
Gottfried. Yeah, Alan Tudyk. Probably. I don't know how old he is.
40s, I would say.
Yeah.
He was really fucking good in Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
Especially now that that's over, people should watch that.
Yeah.
Where do you even watch that? I was looking for
DC Universe.
It is another streaming service that you need to
Okay.
subscribe to.
Hooray!
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that.
They have a
They have a free trial, and you can blow through that whole thing, and that's what I'm going to do.
There you go.
Alan Tudyk is 48 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was older when Aladdin happened, but
so
not
he could have conceivably been in Aladdin.
No, he wouldn't have had the clout to do that. We'll just say
he had not yet gone to Juilliard.
But
he did go to Juilliard.
I'm aware that he went to
Jesus
Juilliard.
Christ.
I knew that when I looked stuff up about him when he was doing Tucker and Dale versus Evil. And I was just like,
another
he went
great
to
movie.
Juilliard.
He did. I think Robin Williams did too. But yeah, Men in Black. Got to focus back to that.
It's going to be one of those episodes.
Yes,
people just buckle in.
Yeah. No, so it was very meh. It was, I don't know if people need to see it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nah.
yeah.
Go see it. Go see. You know what? Buy an Endgame ticket and then just don't go see it. Just buy a ticket and remember all those things that you saw in that movie and how awesome it was.
Yeah. Although I do find it funny, there was a lot of people, apparently so many reviewers made a neuralizer pun about the movie.
I
There was
saw
somebody's Twitter account that was tracking all.
Well, not just two, but that, there was like a super cut of just all of those things, and it's just.
I remember. I think Kaiser had linked to that.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, over in Slack.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of Endgame, I had recently seen a scene of Fat Thor, Chris Hemsworth, in his Fat Thor outfit,
Singing
playing
Johnny Cash's Hurt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep seeing it showed up. I need to watch it.
There must have been so many cuts in there because I'm not sure how well he knew the song, but instead of him just playing it, it was just all of these 7-second clips, and then it would go farther in the song, and then I wonder if there's a clip that it's just all there, but it was very annoying, but it was funny.
Gotcha. Apparently that prosthetic weighed 60 to 70 pounds.
I have no doubt.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Moving on from random movies and what we've been doing into random video games and what we've been doing. I've been playing a lot of BioShock lately.
The first one,
the original.
Welcome to
there was a
2007.
Yeah, there was a bundle on Steam for like it was BioShock, BioShock Remastered, BioShock 2, BioShock 2 Remastered, and then whatever BioShock 3's actual name was, because it wasn't BioShock
Infinite.
3. Infinite.
Yep.
So it was those 5, and I was immediately like, hide forever BioShock and BioShock 2, and I'll just use the remasters.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm playing BioShock 1 Remastered, and fuck me, that game has held up real well for being like 12 years old. Real good.
Still a real good game.
Yep.
Looks nice too.
I bought a Borderland 2. I guess they had a bundle.
Yeah.
Where it's like
The Handsome
everything.
collection.
Yeah, everything for $5.
Yeah.
And it was like 94% off
I think-
or whatever. And
yeah,
I was like, and it was one of the things where I'm like, probably not going to ever play this game.
Yeah, but that doesn't
it's
seem like in your alley.
I mean, I've played the first one and I enjoyed it enough. Really, I was just like, it's just $5 though. It's very much one of those things where like, look at all the perceived value I'm getting for this.
Yes. So the real
Steam has capitalized heavily on perceived value.
Yeah.
the Borderlands 3 is coming out in a couple
Yes.
months, and they released a new DLC for Borderlands 2 to bridge.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
But you needed the Handsome collection to get that DLC, so
Oh,
that's why
gotcha.
it was out for such like dirt rotten cheap.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
price. Yeah, it was free if you had the Handsome collection.
Okay.
I had so much stuff from there. I think I got it for like $1.15, and all that was left was just those like weird head skins that I
Yes.
hadn't bought.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Are they gonna not be? I thought it wasn't gonna be on Steam right away.
It is not going to be on
Yeah,
Steam.
it's gonna
right
be
away.
on that fucking Epic Games.
Epic Games Store
Fuck Epic
exclusive.
Games.
Yes.
Epic Games can eat my ass.
They are dumping a fuckload of money into the games publishing universe and just be like, we're going to give you the price of like 60,000 copies that you're going to sell and just make it exclusive for a year.
Yep.
And the real shit thing that's happening is they're going to a lot of Kickstarter games, and those Kickstarter games promised keys to other stores. And now they're going to be like, hey, sorry, you're not going to get that Steam key for another year after we release this on Epic.
They did that with Shenmue 3, I think.
Shenmue 3 was the newest culprit.
Yeah.
That was Kickstarter. There was another one called Phoenix Point from the original developers of the original XCOM, not the new XCOM. That looks pretty cool. And now that one was a Kickstarter, and people are real huffy about not being able to get their game on Steam.
I really hope that this just backfires and Epic crash and burns so goddamn hard.
They have so much goddamn Fortnite money that
Exactly.
is not going to happen.
Jeff, I know it's not going to happen, but I'm saying I hope it happens.
I can understand the hope.
Somehow I want it to happen.
But I
It's
really
not.
I need to squeeze that little hope out of you.
Yeah, it's not.
Because I understand that
It's-
Fortnite money is like true fuck you money.
That is, yeah, it is.
Because that's basically what they're doing now. They're telling the entire video game industry, hey,
The
we have
PC game
gaming
industry.
Hey, we have fuck you money now. So guess what? Fuck you.
Yeah, they've got some real fuck you money.
Which
Yes.
how does Steam not have more fuck you money though?
They do. They just use it responsibly, like making awesome VR headsets.
Yeah. I fucking want a Quest so bad.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Damn it. I have expendable income.
They got some Dota money.
Yeah, they do.
They sold a lot of hats.
They got Dota Auto Chest, whatever the fuck that is.
There's like a new Dota Auto. Well, the Dota Auto Chess is going to its own standalone thing, and then Valve is making their own Auto Chess.
Of course.
But you have to buy the $10 Battle Pass for the International 2019 to get access to that until it comes out into open beta, like in a couple weeks after the International.
Cool.
Yeah, I know shit.
All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Before we fall down, if we're rapidly approaching weird board video game wormholes. Let's move back over to board games and stay in board games. Let's get back in our lane. What have you guys been playing?
Nothing. I mean, some stuff.
Zach, what have you been playing lately?
So at game night, we brought out Men at Work. And we played it, I think, 3 or 4 times. I don't know. It was always like a different. After like we'd play Men at Work, we'd play something and be like, "Hey, we could do Men at Work." With someone else would suggest it and be like, "Okay, fine, we'll go do that."
Yeah.
And then we went somewhere else, play a game, and it's like, "Oh, we could do Men at Work." Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Yep.
Megan got to play with you guys after she came from dancing, and she was really excited on the drive home that she was the best man at work in her game of Men at Work.
Yes, it's a still a fun game, still a bunch of weird crap.
Was it the first time you guys played with the crane?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes. So we tried it.
Well,
with
I
What
played
is
with
the
you guys.
crane?
The crane is something in the middle of the construction. It's a giant cardboard crane that you can then also build on. So,
it's got a lot of convenient little sticky buildy points.
Yeah.
I do understand that that's not how cranes work. And
I don't think this game understands how construction works.
No, 100%. Yeah, it's not trying to be realistic at all.
No,
and so, but it gave you a lot of cool points where you're trying to, especially once Beth, I want to say the boss comes out.
Yes, the
foreman,
the nice lady foreman.
Yes, once she comes out and you're trying to get the highest point, and you're like, I could build on that crane, and then it's going up, and then
like leaning up against it, and it's just it's the highest point now.
Somebody did that once, and I think this was during my second game, and then I attempted to get a higher point on the crane, and I, we've been going for a while, so there's a fair amount of stuff on there, right?
A fair is a small term for how much shit was in here.
There's a lot of stuff on there. And so I'm trying to place it, and then I accidentally knock like one thing off, and I'm like, God damn it. And then so I remove the thing I was trying to put down, and I'm not exaggerating. Every single thing fell off, including the crane just fell.
Yep. Basically, we had to reset the game. And it was after the foreman comes out, and you need the highest point. So whoever was going to be next was just going to win.
So basically, we said that I lost.
Yes. Yeah, we should have just started a new game.
Gross incompetence. It's
Yeah, that was a good move.
Yeah, no, and then just everything,
just annihilated the whole thing.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well,
I had already been eliminated.
You did.
I still did not lose as much as Zach lost.
That's true. I think in Paul's thing, he even said that like you didn't even lose that one. I lost that one.
Yeah. One loser, 3 winners.
Yes. But then after we played those, I finally got to try out Quest for El Dorado.
Yes. Gift from Boyd at
yes.
Geekway.
Yes, which is very appreciative. He got us the base game and the expansion. We only played with the base game, but we didn't do the intro map. We did a more complicated map because I had heard,
don't fuck with the intro one, just play the regular. I think he had even said
exactly,
it.
Yeah. And so I was like, we didn't do the cave stuff yet just because I just wanted a baseline of how the game works.
Because even then you screwed up the rules once.
Yes, we did.
Which impacted most of the game.
Like 3 spots, but that's about it.
Well, Paul sure did get huffy.
Paul gets huffy.
Paul got huffy?
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
the
reason why is because he was getting shit on for a lot of the game. Like he was in last, and he was just like, oh, well, if these things don't happen, then he'd magically be in first. So
yes.
No. But we did play it wrong. But what it is a deck building game, and it's a race. You're trying to race across this spot, and whoever gets to El Dorado first wins, right?
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of cards. There are like
blue, green, gold, and mountains.
Yeah.
And then some special spots.
Yes. Well, the mountains aren't in the cards.
No,
but
they're
those are on the spaces.
Yes. Oh, I see.
Yeah. So they're on the board there are green spots, blue spots, gold spots, and then gray ones, which are just random ones, and then impassable ones. And you use corresponding cards to track that. So it's like, hey, you have like 1 green here, and I have a 2 green strength card. You play it down, and then you can move basically that many symbols through, right?
Yeah.
So that means if there is a 3 strength green symbol, you can't spend your 2 to go through there, right? Because it's not a psi.
Yeah.
You also can't take a 2 and then a 1 in your hand, put them together, and be like, now I have 3. Like a lot of deck builders. It's all like independent. Like the card can be over, and then you can carry it over.
Yeah.
So if you have a 3, you can go over 3 value 1 spaces, but you can't combine cards.
With a 3, could you go over a 2 and then a 1?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. As long as the amount of residual value is as high or higher,
okay,
then you can go through.
So a 3 needs a card that has at least 3.
That is correct. There was a space that was 4 money, and there are only like 2 types of 4 money cards, but we had been like
using a 2 and a 2 or a 1
something
and
like
a
that.
1
Yeah.
and a 2.
Yes.
And
that didn't happen to me. I ended up going around, so that didn't affect me. There might have been one spot where I combined something, but otherwise it was fine.
Gotcha.
But one thing I really like is there are 6 cards that the sort of bank that you're buying from.
Yeah.
And you can only buy those cards if you don't use them when you're moving. So you can be like, oh, this is a like sometimes if you just have a lot of coins, they're worth their value, but other cards are worth half their value. And so that means that say you have to cross a bunch of blue like ocean and you don't have any ocean, you can use those cards to buy stuff instead. And there are like 3 copies of each card, and there's like 6 cards you can buy from. And then when you empty out one of those spots, the next time someone wants to buy something, there's like a bank of like 12 other cards you can buy, 12 other types of cards, right?
Yeah, there's like a big pool.
Yes,
sitting over there.
Yeah, and so then you can buy from those, and then when you buy one of those, you put the other cards of those type into the market for everybody else to buy. So you can sort of like by timing purchases right, you can get access to other things and deny other purchases to other people. So
it had a very unique trench style thing.
Yes,
I guess it was mix a trench with a Dominion.
Pretty much, it was the Dominion market, but through it had to be queued through a trench.
Yes, yeah. And then you got to pick what came. Then you got to pick from the box what actually comes out.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was neat.
That was cool. I like that. And then it also had it had sort of a catch up mechanic in that when you are the first person to move into a new hex, a new like map board hex, because they're all like giant hexes.
Very large hexes.
Yes, there are like blockades that you have to get through that are like you have to spend extra green or you have to discard other cards and stuff like that other people do not have to go through. So it's a little bit of a catch-up mechanic in that regard.
Yeah.
But those are used for ties. So if 2 people get to El Dorado on the same turn, it's like whoever has the most of those wins.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed it a fair amount, especially because you can block people in this game.
Because you can't move through other people
unless you have specific. So if you play with the caves, you can get like little tiles that will let you do that occasionally. But yeah, if you block an area that like, oh, here's this super easy way to get through, I'm going to stand right in front of it. And now people have to go around me, and it's like super annoying to get through.
Yeah.
And you don't have to use all of your cards in order to move.
Yeah.
So you can
it would be advantageous to win the race. But,
that's true.
But for that blocking, maybe I don't want to go one more. I'm going to stay right here.
That's right here.
Just mountains to the right, mountains to the left. I guess everyone else gotta go around.
Then
right?
Wait until I'm ready to. I purchase everything that I want.
Yes.
But yeah, there's a lot of variability in terms of like the maps, which is cool. And then I'm looking forward to trying out the cave stuff. And then the expansion, which adds like it seems like it adds like sort of character stuff for your
individual powers.
stuff. Yeah, and then like bad hexes, which are just like, or it adds like curses, which are like either bad cards or I don't know exactly for those. But I enjoyed it. It went by quickly enough. We were a little bogged down, but that's because we 100% missed. We had to go across the ocean or across a river at one point, and we didn't have very many blue cards out. And then we realized that there was a stack of very nice blue cards hidden behind something.
Oh,
and so we revealed it, and it was like, oh shit. We would have 100% bought all those as soon as we could.
Whoops.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I liked it. So thank you again, Boyd, for picking that up for us.
I look forward to playing it.
Yeah, I want to give it a shot. I don't know if it's going to super be up my alley, but
I think it would be.
We're just going to block the shit out of you, no matter what place you're in.
Yeah.
Which is why I'll probably need to play at least one game just with none of my friends.
Yeah.
I need to just find strangers and play with.
And I'll say one thing that was nice is that all turns were fairly quick too, because it was like there wasn't a lot of like it was easy to see where you needed to go.
It's going to be easier now that you can't combine cards.
Exactly, and it's, you look at your cards and you're like, okay, I can go here, and then I'm going to buy like. So then it becomes whether you're going to buy a certain card or other ones depending on what other people do.
Yeah,
and but yeah, there was definitely a lot of decisions in terms of how to form your deck because you wanted to go to certain areas. Like there was one spot where there was a lot of money that we were talking about, like the 4 and 3 money spots. You had to have those certain cards to get to go through a shortcut, basically. Or you could just instead of going through the city, you can go through the jungle, which is all around the board.
Big long way around.
Yeah, but it's if you got 1 or 2 of the really good ones, it could make it a lot easier for you to get around than that. So there's definitely some strategic choices you could make in this game. But it's obviously a deck builder, so sometimes it works out well. Or it works out better for some people than others.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So that's what I've been doing.
Cool. What about you, Jeff? What have you played?
I played The Men at Work, with Zach in the Disastrous game.
Indeed.
Played a little Klask.
Oh, yeah.
Megan had never played before.
No, she didn't do very good.
No, she did better than
me. That's
Well,
not a high bar.
I mean, she did pretty competitively against me.
She made it sound like she did real bad.
No, it was a competitive game.
Okay.
I had not played Klask in a long time. So, as is tradition, I cheated because all I care about is winning.
Yeah. You are a known cheater.
Yeah,
Jeff.
that is notorious.
Yeah.
If there's one thing we know about Jeff, he only cares about winning.
Yeah. I had forgotten who got the ball, like, after score, if it was the person that got scored on or the person that scored. So that happened, like, the first round.
But then Paul and I heard about that, and we're like, you motherfucker, Jeff.
Yeah.
So what is the rule in it for Klask?
It's whoever just got scored on.
Scored
So
on.
basically like every other
Sure.
game like that
Yeah.
in existence.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I won, and then that's all I played.
Okay. Not a whole lot.
No. Not that I can remember, at least.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You were wildly drunk that entire night.
Oh, absolutely. every night, really.
Yes.
I ended up solidly hungover Thursday morning, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
I had one of my best game nights in quite some time. You see, we went to a venue that didn't double or triple or quadruple book us, that knows all of us by name. A lot of us have mugs there. It was great. And on top of that, I got to play not one, but two awesome games. So Andrew got a hold of me early Wednesday and was like, hey, I'm going to be able to get to game night a little bit early. And I think I would really like to learn either the Estates or Spirit Island. Do you think would you be willing to teach me? And I was like, well, fuck yeah. So we decided to meet early, and I was going to teach him Spirit Island 2-player before everybody kind of got there. So we met around 5, went out back on the patio, set up a 2-player game. We played just the base map, not even the thematic map, and we didn't play with most of the expansion content. The only thing we really used was I let him pick from all of the characters, and he picked one of the expansion ones, Keeper of the Forbidden Wilds, who uses like the Bramble tokens, and then the occasional cards that came up in the deck that were expansion cards. If they referenced, I think we got one card that used like the illness tokens, so we used those a little bit, and then we used the expansion fear effects and the expansion blight cards just because they're mixed into the decks, and I didn't feel like separating them out. But it was overall a really, really, really easy play of it overall for me. The normal curve.
It's just 2-player?
It was just 2-player,
Okay.
just me and Andrew.
Yeah, and like you said, just base, right?
And yeah, so it was really, I haven't played the base map since, I don't know, like my first or second play. I almost always play the thematic, but since it was game night and since it was his first time, I wanted to easy it up so I could get the concepts across without having it be a 4-hour game where we're just playing it the entire game night.
Yeah.
Which I think worked out really well. He still felt that curve. Like I said, it wasn't the hey, we're starting, things are okay, oh my God, we're fucked, holy shit, we just won. Like that curve of difficulty in it wasn't as pronounced as I feel like it normally is. Like I never felt like shit, we might lose. Like even at its worst, I was like, I think we're going to come back from this. The only I thought we might lose if we lost, the only way I thought we would lose is time, that we just run out of the deck. I never really felt like they were going to completely swamp us anywhere. But he got to feel that curve. He was Keeper of Forbidden Wilds, which is a very slow play, denial type race. And so I matched up with him by picking Lightning Swift Strike, which is one of the beginner ones that's really good about turning slow actions into fast actions. So that pairs well with a slow spirit like the one he was playing. So we had really good synergy there. And then, Andrew's good at games and cooperative games and stuff. So basically I was able to explain him the rules to him and then just kind of sit back and let him take his turns. I didn't really have to guide him, and I was in no big hurry. I was just happy to play Spirit Island. So I let him like think through his turns a whole lot and figure out how things worked together and answered questions he had. And we ended up winning in about 2.5 hours, I think it was.
Holy shit. That game is so long.
It is.
I think we would play it a lot faster now. Like so much of that
Yeah.
it was his first time, and he's reading everything and just trying to understand how everything works, from spirit powers to your cards and kind of everything.
Yeah.
So But it was a lot of fun. It was great getting to play a game with Andrew. I really like playing games with him. And then we wrapped that up, and I went and immediately dove right into some Great Zimbabwe, which always glad to get to play a Splotter. Zimbabwe is a great game. It was me, Blaze, and Chris Evans. Not that Chris Evans, but Chris Evans, fan of the show, freshly moved to Denver.
Yeah, I've heard that Marvel Chris Evans, he only likes trick-taking games.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, his taste in board games is real shit. But luckily, the Chris Evans who actually comes to game nights, he's got really good taste in board games. So we played Great Zimbabwe, and I took a weird kind of strategy with it. I decided to go I tried not to take any craftsmen, and by tried not to take any craftsmen, I didn't take any craftsmen the entire game. And Blaze only beat me by like 2 points, which was real fucking frustrating. And really, it was because I had to spend Chris jacked up the cost in the auction for me to be first player, which I needed to be first player to win that round. But consequently, because the auction got so jacked up in price, it gave Blaze a ton of money that he was able to use to great effect to buy some last minute points and get those last 2 points to squeak ahead of me. But I still feel pretty good about the fact that despite going in no craftsman strategy, which is a really bizarre Zimbabwe strategy that I just kind of fell backwards into, I came really close to winning. So it's a totally viable strategy.
I'll take your word on that.
Yeah.
I would have no idea.
No clue.
Yeah. But it was really good. And that one played, I think, in 2 or less hours. It was another pretty quick game. So 4.5 hours for 2 fantastic fucking games at game night. Really made me happy.
Still no idea how that game is played.
Yeah, so we've all played Founders of Gloomhaven because we reviewed it. It's basically the same idea. You're building small craftsmen who use raw resources that are pre-printed on the boards, and then you build medium craftsmen that use the beginner craftsmen and the resources.
Is there like road networks and stuff?
No, it's all just distance.
Okay.
So you're just counting distance. So that aspect is different from Founders. And you're building monuments is the whole thing. So they're little stacks of tokens. And so your first monument you can just put down. So on your turn, you can do one of 3 things. You can build a monument, you can build a craftsman, or you can upgrade all of your monuments that are possible for you to use. And so building a monument, you just place one. Building a craftsman, you just place one. There's some restrictions on where you place them, but minor details that don't really matter for a high concept overview. Upgrading monuments, basically for every one that you add, see how to explain this. So however tall your monument is at the time, they can be 1 to 5.
Uh-huh.
You need that many resources to add the next level. So to go from a level 1 to a level 2, you need 1 resource because you start at that level 1. To go from 2 to 3, you need 2 resources. And so you just have to connect to different, they have to be different, but you have to make it go to different resources, and whoever owns that resource sets the price for it. So like you can be like, oh, my guy who builds this, like, I don't know, rocking chair looking resource, that costs 3. So to use that, you have to pay them 3 money. And depending on how far away they are, you can only move 3 spaces before you have to use like another monument as like a relay station. And you pay 1 for every one of those you go. So depending on how far away, you spend more money. And there's some bidding for turn order, and there's some special cards you can get that kind of give you superpowers, but also adjust what your end game scoring goal is, which I think is one of the coolest things that Zimbabwe does. Like at the start of the game, you start at 1 point, and 20 points is the victory point. Like when you get to 20 points, you win. But if you take a god or you take a specialist card, they will add extra points, and every craftsman you build adds extra points. So you can get all the way up to where you need 40 points to win. And so, but you have all these things that are in theory helping you
make points a lot easier. So
I
do agree that that's a cool concept that they have for that.
Yeah.
I like that their money is just cattle.
Yeah. I mean, your tribes in Africa. Yeah.
Ancient
Africa.
Civilization. Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm the most awesome chieftain here. I've got this whole herd of cows.
Yeah.
That was one of the only cards I took was the herd. And so on your turn, you could take 2 of the cows that you had and put them on the card, and take 1 from the bank and put it on the card. And you could do that 3 times. So you could basically turn 6 cows into 9 cows that you would get at the start of the next round. So
it's like free money.
Yeah, it's tight at the beginning when you get it because it's like, I only have 4 cows. Do I really want to put 2 of them over there and not use them? But then at the end of the game, when you just have a shit ton of cows, it's like, yeah, I'll definitely spend 6 to get 9 next turn. Like, just got to keep that cow engine going. So, yeah, that's what I played.
Okay. I think that's it for what we played.
Yeah. No bloody minute. No.
Playoffs are still going hot. Ant was out first round.
Oof.
Nurgle has gotten past the first round. So Phil, the guy that beat me, I haven't gotten any up. I think Paul's playing pretty soon or has played.
He's playing Paul or he's playing Phil.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Or he's playing Phil if Phil wins or something like that.
Yeah, and I think Phil won, but I'm not sure if Paul has won because Paul also still has to win to make it to the next round.
Okay. Well, then with that all out of the way and what we've been playing is now complete, I think we can move on to some news and Kickstarters then.
On to news. Starting off in news this week, a couple more details on that sweet Metal Gear Solid board game coming out.
Indeed. So it's a fully cooperative sandbox stealth game, which I think we mentioned when we covered it before.
From the designer of Reef and Spectre Ops.
Yes.
So there's some good game going on here.
Yep. Over a dozen missions and 10 all-new VR missions.
So the 10 missions will be like the Metal Gear Solid story from beginning to end. And then the VR missions have always been like just weird little side mission things that'll just be like weird fucked up challenges that could probably not normally happen in the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna have a bunch of custom miniatures.
Yeah, it's a minis
the different
game.
members of Foxhound and Solid Snake. An oversized Metal Gear Rex mini. 20 modular map tiles allowing you to build your own scenarios in case the ones that come with the game aren't enough. And day 1 edition pre-orders are going to include 3 exclusive minis that you won't be able to get after the pre-order closes. The Hind D helicopter, the tank, and 1 figure to be revealed later.
Does this not have the Amazon link on it? Okay, then I'll because we know how much it is too.
Oh.
Yeah, that's I was surprised you guys haven't talked about that yet. How cheap it totally is.
I'm sure. What, $18.99?
Yeah, sounds
$21.99.
Oh, it's got to be at least $29.99.
How does $134.99 sound for you?
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
And it'll be released December 15th. I don't know if you said that or not. But you pre-order it from Amazon.
Yeah, it's not a Kickstarter or anything like that. It's just going to be straight to your eye holes and your hand parts.
Yep. I found out about this because our friend Richard sent me a picture of him having bought that, pre-ordered it.
Oh, jeez.
At least I'll know one person that has it.
Exactly.
I really, really want it, but I don't.
I mean, I'm sure that could be the game that he plays
for
us instead of
Richard.
Monopolies.
It's a good thing he listens to the show, so.
Right.
But he can
I'll tell you, every once in a while, he'll be like, you still owe me some games to play. And I'm like, yep.
That's the end of that conversation.
Just gonna walk
No, if he asked me to play some of those, I would, but sense of duty.
I sent him a link to Black and Red had posted a whole shit ton of used Monopoly that came in. And Richard really, really likes Monopoly, so I sent him a link to that.
I feel like we're not going to... At some point, we're going to have to play Monopoly with him.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll house us, and it'll just be over quickly.
Well, I feel like if you play by the right rules, Monopoly actually doesn't last that long.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like, we can do it, like, I don't know, at a game night or something, so as people are just eliminated, they go do other shit.
It's true.
We do high stakes for stream.
Oof.
Yeah.
I mean...
We bring house deeds and
yes, because we all have enough house deeds between our group.
Yeah. I'll just put that place I rent up.
I mean, what's nice is that either way, I still get to live downstairs and I can do the podcast here. So I feel like it's a win-win no matter what.
It's just all the things move.
Yes.
Is what happens.
Oh, geez.
Next up in news, Arkham Horror 3rd Edition is getting that long-awaited and lusted after expansion.
Did you have to say lusted?
I did.
Okay. So Dead of Night is going to be the name of this new expansion.
Shockingly, it's more of stuff.
Yeah,
That's really all it is.
I do like the art on it a lot. Like the cover, I think is just I like the picture of it.
Yeah, it's a pretty terrifying picture.
Yeah,
I like the new art that they've been pumping out for this one. It's not just the same old
Yes.
Arkham
Well,
File stuff
it's
they've been
about
doing.
time because
Yeah.
they've been reusing art assets for, I don't know, a decade and a half, it
Oh, yeah.
seems like.
2004, let's say.
yeah.
Yeah. A decade and a half.
Yep. But yeah, this one adds. It looks like 8 new cards for each neighborhood, which is good. It's
No
not
new neighborhoods.
No, but there's enough neighborhoods. I don't
Yes.
know if that's
Yeah,
super
and
an
with
issue.
with the additional
cards.
Well, so Eldritch Horror, it added 16 for of each one, but
Jeez. Well, there was less ish.
and what it is that this one you get the clue, like the clue cards are shoveled into the neighborhood, so you're not going to go through them as quickly
Yeah.
as you did in Eldritch. So I think having 8 is good, like is reasonable enough.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want more, like
Right.
but if they're like 2 new for each one, then it'd be like,
What the fuck are you
Come
even
on.
doing?
Come on, guys.
Is that a small box expansion? That $12.99?
yeah. I do like that they also are adding a monster deck holder. So like the
Yes.
other
Like the Doom.
the Doom
thing.
Doom
Yeah.
deck holder. Like they have the same style one for the monster deck, which is cool.
Yeah, that'll be real nice. It's also going to include 2 all-new scenarios, new monsters, and anomalies.
Yeah. So it's adding like the gangs scenario, which was kind of a thing in that older Arkham Horror.
Yeah.
And
The O'Bannons and the Sheldon gang.
Yes. Yeah.
okay. And then 4 new investigators, including Skids O'Toole
New
and
investigators.
New for Arkham Horror 3rd edition.
Yes.
and the I can't remember her full name and I can't see it here anymore. The Ninthrop lady. Womp womp. Oh well.
Yeah. Don't know about that, but new stuff is cool. I'm good with this.
There will be at least 3 copies of this expansion purchased
Yes.
in the near future.
And I heard at least one of the one of the scenarios has like 5 different endings it can go to,
Okay.
which is cool because the branching in Arkham Horror, the card game, was like I think the coolest part, and the game did part of that, or the board game, the 3rd edition one did. It tried to do some of that.
Basically, that first marker, if you didn't hit,
Yeah.
and it could go the good way or the bad way, and
yeah.
that was about it.
More or less, yeah. Or
And
it
then there
was a good. You can go the good way, but the bad stuff is still happening.
Yeah.
And then and then at one point, like you said, it either switched to the good or the bad, and then like the track went to bad, and then you're trying to do good from.
And you're trying to win or lose with that condition
Exactly.
versus win or lose with the other condition.
But no, I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
I've heard it might come out during, was it like Arkham Knights or whatever they call their fantasy? The Fantasy Flight has like some sort of like.
Yeah, I'm not sure when it's.
So it might not. It probably won't come out until after Gen Con, I would assume.
Mm.
Obviously, you gotta hope for Gen Con, but
Yeah, not sure when that one's coming out.
yeah. But looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
And like you said, 3 copies.
3 copies coming to the
I'll
Denver metro area near you.
I'll just go to Black and Red and gonna be like, hey, remember how I came in here and bought 3 Arkham Horrors? 3 Arkham Horror expansions, please.
Yep. Next up in news, USAopolis making a Toy Story game. Obstacles and Adventures.
Indeed.
A cooperative deck building game.
Yeah, so in Obstacles and Adventures, you're going to take on the roles of Woody, Buzz, Bo Beep, and Rex. They have it listed as Bo Beep on
Okay.
the
They
website.
do. It is Bo Peep.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. I was very confused.
I didn't know if like somehow I
mean,
just missed that, like for maybe some weird licensing rules, Pixar went with Bo Beep instead of Bo Peep. I don't know. I was also confused by that.
Well, I would just assume it was your fault. That's why.
I mean, that's fair.
Yes.
But it's going to be using the same deck building system as Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle.
Nice.
So that means it'll be a market style, trench style, by hopefully with coaling mechanics, because the base Hogwarts Battle did not have a coal.
Yeah, not enough of it at least.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see how they incorporate like the villains that you had to fight in Harry Potter into what kind of, I don't know, obstacles and adventures you're trying to overcome.
It seems like it's going to be the 4 movies and then like shorts as various story points for the game.
Okay. Yeah, and each box unlocks new content, including characters like Ham and Mr. Pickle Pants, or new obstacles and antagonists. Prickle Pants.
Get it right.
What the fuck is Prickle Pants? Or new antagonists like Sid and Prospector Pete. 2 to 5 players, 45 to 90 minutes, $49.95 MSRP. I do not remember that character at all.
Mr. Prickle Pants.
Oh yeah, that was from 3. Yeah.
Porcupine looking dude.
Hedgehog.
Porcupine looking dude.
Hedgehog.
A hedgehog is a porcupine looking dude.
I guess.
They're smallish mammals.
I have seen a porcupine at the end of a driveway, sir. I did not confuse that for a hedgehog.
Right, but I don't have a driveway in that picture to give me a sense of scale.
Yeah, I guess. So that's neat.
Yeah. So keep an eye out for that if you want Toy Story with Harry Potter system.
A lot of people like that Harry Potter deck builder.
I did.
Yeah.
I still need to play the expansion that Megan and I got for Christmas. But yeah. Next up in news.
Last up in news, the people behind the powerhouse that is the Oatmeal Kickstarter engine have decided to start up a gaming convention.
Indeed. So they are announcing Burning Cat, which is a convention that takes place in Seattle.
Portland, I thought.
Portland, Oregon.
I 50-50'd it. Because I was like
Pacific
shit, it's all the way
Northwest.
down at the bottom.
Yeah, and you're like Pacific
I mean, they're
Northwest.
basically the same city.
So it's a
Portland, where the dream of the 90s lives on.
Yes, I'm sure. It's a 2-day convention.
Yes, May 16th through the 17th, 2020.
Yes.
So little less than a year away.
Sounds like you can't make it to that.
That is correct. I will not be going to Burning Cat. Unless for some reason Megan wants to go to Burning Cat. But I feel like the name alone should be like, what? No, why would I want to burn a cat?
So they just want to do like a geek way.
Yeah.
They want to just make a gaming convention to play games.
Yeah. I mean, other conventions are like it isn't just Gen Con and everything else and then Geekway.
And Origins.
Yeah.
You mean they're not all industry events?
No, they're not.
I cannot. Parts of this make me feel like it's not even real. Like it's just an elaborate joke. And I just never know with the Oatmeal because of how they are.
Well, it's not April 1st. If it's not April 1st, then the internet doesn't lie. So
that is distinctly not true. But no, they talk about how the ring in the center of our convention will be the life source of Burning Cat, the ring. Inside the gladiatorial cage, humongous oversized games will be played. Stupid stunts will be performed. New sports will be invented. We will defy the laws of nature. For example, cat-themed American Gladiator. Dodgeball, but the balls are massive and covered in hair. We call this game Hairball.
Nice.
A dunk tank full of LaCroix sparkling beverage. And the world's largest game of freeze tag. Everyone is welcome to participate in the ring or just watch if that's your thing.
It sounds like a scaled up version of the booths they've done at Gen Con where they do kind of like the funny little shop front.
Yes.
And it's very entertaining to watch.
Do you know what that is?
No.
So basically what it is like you go, like they have it's a giant like cardboard thing that's covered in hair that is like supposed to be like a vending machine and you like hit something.
Or put money in.
Or you just put money in and then something happens and it's always random weird shit.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's their like storefront.
Yes.
Their official, I think they sell their games somewhere else for like normal people, but their store, I think that's like their storefront that like if you put $30 in, maybe you'll get one of those games back handed to you.
Yeah.
Or you can put $1 in and see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
One time I saw this small child putting $1 in and it kept spitting it back out and he couldn't figure out why. And his parents finally had to tell him like, you have to lay the $1 flat or it's just, it keeps rejecting your dollar. Because it was folded. He kept handing it folded. No, you got to lay it flat.
Yeah.
You got to lay it flat to put it in the vending machine.
Kids are so dumb.
Yeah.
It was humorous.
Continuing in the thread of, I'm not sure if this is fucking real or not. The cat who burns. Towering over it all will be our burning cat. She is our goddess, our muse, our cat Lacey. She will preside over the convention like a furry Sauron. There will be a countdown timer at her feet. When the convention ends, she will erupt with the light of 1,000 stars. She will implode into something terrible and wonderful. She will transform. She will burn.
So that's like a burning Sauron, not Sauron, the pterodactyl X-Men villain.
What the fuck ever.
I just want to make sure everyone wasn't confused about your mispronunciation.
Sauron is the worst thing to come out of Lord of the Rings is the way they pronounce that fucking name. It's Sauron. It's fine.
Oh, I don't know about that.
That's fine, because I do.
Yeah.
Influencers. Are you an influencer? We would like to invite you to a VIP exclusive social nightclub experience. To attend the VIP influencer event, please meet in the Applebee's parking lot located near the I-5 off-ramp, approximately 45 miles south of Portland. We will provide toilets. Water is available from a hose, not provided.
And then there's a lot of Fire Festival jokes.
Ja Rule is not organizing our event. He is not involved in any way. Neither is that other dude from Fire Festival. He's in jail right now. The Island. This event is not on an island once owned by Pablo Escobar. It is in Portland. Don't wear a bikini or you will be cold.
Portland in May. It seems like they're inviting a lot of designers to bring like prototypes for people to play. There's going to be a bunch of guest speakers, and then they'll have various like game nights and tournaments, and seems to be things that you would do at a convention where you go and play games.
Yeah, I don't know.
I signed up to be like, hey, would you like to attend? And I was like, for the wait list thing. I was like, yeah, sure. Well, just to see what
will happen.
Yes. But Portland's a cool city, so
yeah,
I wouldn't be against that.
The whole dream, where the dream of the 90s lives on, is a Portlandia reference.
Yes.
Gotcha. I've only watched like a
Did
handful
you not know
of
that, Jeff?
episodes.
I mean, I assumed it was.
Okay.
It was something smart, so I assume you got it from something else. Oh.
Jesus H. Christ, Jeff.
Oh, that was great. I like that.
Fuck you, man.
I approve.
It's for the Sauron comment.
Because
That's it for news.
Yeah, Adrian, I think you should just walk away now, like from the podcast.
I think you're right. I think I'm just done.
He's dead.
We still do time stories with Megan.
Up next, as is tradition, is Kickstarters. Our first Kickstarter this week is Stockpile Illicit Investments. Very well funded, 94,000 of its $7,500 goal, 2,400 backers, and just about a week left to go. Its most popular pledge is shockingly $59, where you can get the base game and all the expansions.
For half off.
For half off, it is a good price, but then it's going back into the Disney Vault-esque thing that they have created.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so Stockpile we've definitely talked about on the show numerous times.
One of my favorite games.
Yeah, it's a game we all really, really like. It's insider trading the game.
When you play it with the right rules.
With the right rules, correct.
Yes. It's definitely one of those games that falls under the broad category of financial crimes make shockingly good board games.
Yep.
But yeah,
So
you have information about stocks and...
Well, what is the expansion add?
Okay. So, Illicit Investments is going to be adding a new module, investment strategies, that you can put just in the Stockpile, or it combines with any of the modules from the first expansion. And basically, at the start of the game, you're going to draft a hand of strategy cards. And you have an option to play one of them each turn during the action phase. Really simple. There are basically a bunch of weird things, like one of them, rogue trading, reveal and split a single non-split share, or pump and dump, sell up to 3 shares at 5,000 higher than their current price. Corporate espionage, look at one set of insider information and earn $3,000. Or quote stuffing, move 2 different companies' stock prices +1/-1.
And it does cost money to do these cards too. I don't know if you said that or not.
I definitely did not, because I didn't see where it said anything about that.
So that's where the money is. That's the value is on the top left.
Okay. Well, so some of them, because the rogue trading one I see down here at the bottom now does say cost the stock's price minus $2,000.
That's probably just explaining whatever that icon means. The other ones just have straight dollar amounts.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So like the what's that? Naked short, one stock. I can't read what that says.
Yeah, some of those are really hard to see.
One
Naked
stock-
short is just receive $12,000. Cost 1 stock.
Boom or
From-
bust. So you have to get rid of a stock boom or a bust in order to play that card.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, the top left is the cost. Some of them don't have costs, it looks like,
Mhm.
but some of the quote unquote better ones
Yeah.
do.
So
That makes it even better now.
yeah. Additionally, it's going to have a new first player card variant, which lets you bid for turn order, primarily designed for games of 3 to 4 players, where the base rules force some players to go first more often.
Yeah, because in the base game, with 5 players, there's only 5 rounds, but with 4 players, there's 6 rounds, and so 2 people get to go first.
Yeah.
So can make it a little unfair.
Go
first twice, rather, but yeah.
They're also adding a new investor card, Illicit Ivan, who infamously excels at devising plots to manipulate the markets to his advantage, and a few component upgrades with wooden stock tickers and a 2-player reference sheet that should make the base game even more enjoyable.
Wooden stock tickers are neat.
Yes.
Because they're just little cardboard circles.
Mm-hmm. They upgraded, in the first expansion, they upgraded like the X's to mark like what turn order it is, or not turn order, but thing.
Round?
Yeah, they were like really bad X's, and so they made them look better, I guess.
Less different X?
Yes. And it looks like they're also adding some more promo. Like they have right now 2 more promo investor cards and 2 more strategy cards too.
Yeah. And this Kickstarter will come in a special Epic Edition box.
If you buy the Epic Edition, which is everything.
Yes.
And you can't get it unless you do that. So, boring fucks like me who already
have purchased it as they've been coming out.
Exactly. Can't get it.
Dick.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
Because I'm definitely going to get the all-in.
Yeah, no.
We have
At $59, you're losing money if you don't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There are many of our friends that are also getting this because it is a crazy good deal for a really, really good game.
Yeah. Now, shipping isn't the best because it's $8 if you just get the expansion. And so it brings it from $12 to $20, and you're like, But
yeah,
it's $13 for everything, which isn't, like I said, it's not great, but still, you're still, saving a lot of money. Then it just brings it to,
and there is Gen Con pickup available for it as well.
Yes,
for just the expansion.
Yeah, so lots of options.
You can also buy the both expansions if you already have the base game too. I don't know if we said that. It's not just everything or just the expansion.
There's pretty much anything and any amount you wish is available. Any
of the combination of 3 things you can buy.
Yes.
Although you can also spend $5 to get the promos from the first expansion if you didn't have those.
Okay.
So say you just wanted to get the new expansion with its promos and then the promos of the previous expansion, you can do that.
Yeah.
Which you should, because Moneymaker Mitt is
one of the best.
One of the best.
Doesn't he just start with a lot of money?
No. He is, every time you bid, you get $1,000.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
I just call him the nickel and dimer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Stockpile Illicit Investments.
Next up in Kickstarters is Untamed Feral Factions. It is very well funded, $34,000 of its $6,700 goal. 978 backers, just over 2 weeks to go, and you can get this one for a whole $18.
So this is a shuffle building card battle game for 2 to 3 players that takes 20 to 30 minutes to play. So in Untamed, you are going to be building a deck by choosing and shuffling together 3 different animal factions. Things like the scheming fox spies, the wealthy panda merchants, or maybe the powerful rhino barbarians. But you shuffle them all together, and then you are trying to take down your opponent's strongholds by tactically playing animal and item cards. Use the unique support mechanic to fuel powerful card abilities, but be sure to manage your power carefully. You can also boost it up to 6 players if you're willing to add a second copy of the game. So 2 to 3 players per box. Basically, you choose your 3 factions and you shuffle them together. Then on your turn, you play animal and item cards that all have a power cost to play, or you can play them face down in order to generate more power. So you have a way to get power if you're running low. Then you use animals to take control of the battlefield or bring down your opponent's strongholds, and defeated animals become support, a secondary resource used to fuel powerful card abilities. They have a rule book if you want to check that out. They also have a print and play if you'd like to try it for yourself, or you can play on both Tabletop Simulator and Tabletopia. So plenty of ways to give it a shot, as well as a bunch of videos of people playing if you want to check things out that way.
And there are some Kickstarter exclusive wooden damage and fury tokens instead of just your usual cardboard shits.
Yeah. They don't do stretch goals in the normal way. They have them like experience locked. So they're like 45 experience away from getting the UV box art, and things that earn experience are like if they get 650 Twitter followers, that's worth 5. If they get 200 fans on BGG, that's worth 5. If 20 people badly draw an animal and post it on Reddit.
What is that? That reminds me of, was it Exploding Kittens that did that, or Joking Hazard did that? I think
one of them did something like that. Yeah,
I want to say
or both.
Binding of Isaac 4 Souls had a fuckload of that. It was like an insane amount, and it was like hundreds, and they were easily getting them all the time.
Yeah, they've gotten quite a few. It looks like they've gotten 9, 10, 11, 12 of their, 21. So there's only a handful left. None of them. There is one more financial one. They've unlocked the 500% funded. There is a 750% funded that's worth 30 XP. So that would go a long ways towards unlocking those next 2 things, which are UV spot box art, and then level 5 is magnetic lid, which will cumulatively need 100 XP, which is conveniently 50, 60, 70, 80. 90 XP, 95 XP is what's left on the board, so it doesn't seem like it can actually get there unless I'm vastly misunderstanding how their XP system works. I'm confused.
Maybe they're adding more.
Maybe so. We'll see. But art's kind of cool on this one. Immediately kind of struck me as like Kung Fu Panda, the board game, like especially when I see the tiger huntress lady a little ways down. She reminds me very much of Tigress from Kung Fu Panda. Or even a little further, the rhino guy kind of reminds me of the rhino dude running the prison in Kung Fu Panda 1.
I have not seen any of these movies.
Oh, man, the Kung Fu
No.
Panda series is so good.
I've
All
heard good
3 of them
things.
are actually pretty good.
I mean, I just saw the first Wreck-It Ralph like a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
so that came out like 6 years ago.
That was also pretty good.
Yeah.
It was very good.
But yeah, so that's Untamed Feral Factions.
Next up on Kickstarter is Hellscape Lava Terrain. Very well funded, $631,000 of its $100,000 goal, 814 backers, just under 2 weeks left to go. Its most popular not choose your own adventure pledge is $136.
Yeah, so Dwarven Forge, for those of you who do not know, they're the ones who's running this. I didn't even hear if you said that, Jeff.
I did not.
Okay, so this is from Dwarven Forge, which for those of you who do not know are like one of the premier 3D printed terrain companies out there.
I feel they've been around forever.
They have been around for a very long time. So this is a modular lava terrain set cast in genuine dwarvenite and available fully hand painted. And holy shit, is it pretty cool. They did a real great job with the colors on this, really making the lava pop. Some of it almost looks like it has to be lit from below. I don't know.
Some of it has like light inside it.
Okay. Yeah, because it's like crazy good. So yeah, not a whole lot here. Like it's a modular like cave system full of lava tiles. They super easily click and link together. Are they really all hand sculpted? That cannot be true.
I'm sure they were originally hand sculpted into a mold that they have then mass produced.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Just looked at the highest level. The All Hell Breaks Loose painted $3,890. 2 of the. It looks really cool. I will get so.
But that's some real Fortnite fuck you money.
And they've already sold 50 of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is fucking bonkers. So they have illuminated and non-illuminated sets. So if you get the illumination sets, this is some brand new technology they just kind of developed for this. So they have 8x8 light panels that you put the tiles on top of and then turn it on, and it shines through the like semi-translucent lava spots on these tiles. And fuck me, does it look awesome.
It really does.
God, I wish I had more money.
Maybe you should just get another full-time job that pays as well as this one does.
So that then I could, in 2 weeks, with both of my full-time jobs, still not quite afford the all-in pledge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus. Yeah, I cannot justify throwing 80 hours of my working income at this.
I mean, who says you need to justify it?
Although actually, I guess it'd be because it would take me. It'd be 160 hours worth of work, and I still wouldn't quite afford the base.
Yeah,
or the all in.
Yeah, but you don't need to justify it.
Oh yes, I do. There needs to be a reason for me to throw that much money at one thing.
You had the money. That's why.
But I don't have the money.
Well, that seems like it's your problem.
I mean, I guess you're not wrong.
It looks real cool.
It does.
They've always looked real cool, but I do not play D&D enough or would have any want to play it enough
I would
to
love
also
to see,
own this.
I would love to see it and mess around with it. I said, no desire to actually own it, but I'd be like, someone else had to be like, oh, this is cool.
If I had some real fuck you money, though.
Yeah.
This would be like the 10th.
If Epic was like, hey, here's Fortnite. Here you go, buddy.
Thanks. We're getting rid of all this shit.
Oh, man, I want it so bad. It's so good.
It is.
Although I don't like the unpainted ones. They're a weird color.
There's like bright yellow.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's...
Whatever.
I mean, they're semi-translucent.
Exactly.
So
You got to paint it. So...
But so they look real bad if they're not painted.
Yeah.
So if you're going to get these, if you get the unpainted, you got to fucking paint them.
Yeah.
And good luck painting as good as whoever painted this shit, because Christ, it's good.
Yep. They've got some experience, that's for sure. I remember seeing that shit back in like 2000.
Oh, yeah. They've been around for a while, which is why they're making such great shit.
Yeah.
You know, they've had lots of experience.
They've got some. They've probably got some profit margin on those too. So.
Oh, I'd imagine so.
Yeah. And that's it for Kickstarters this week.
Indeed. That brings us to listener feedback, starting with emails.
Emails at milehighgameguys.com if you would like to send us email, like Matt did. Happy birthday to me. This one is titled, Hey, MHGG. Thanks for forgetting my birthday, you bunch of jerks.
You're welcome.
I didn't forget. I just didn't say anything.
Is it forgetting if you didn't know in the first place?
Retroactively, yes.
Okay, all right. My family got me Root and Wingspan.
Boo.
Which I can't wait to play, but I really didn't need more games. I definitely have more than enough to play and not enough time to play them at the moment. A good problem to have, I suppose. Managed to play Zombicide Black Plague and Betrayal at Baldur's Gate for the first time ever, and I really enjoyed it. Black Plague was good, and I'm glad someone else owns it.
But I'm glad someone else. You just said and.
Oh.
So.
It both work. Baldur's Gate was also pretty fun. Also managed to get my coworker into a game of Hero Realms and really enjoyed that game still. I just discovered my Hero Realms as I was cleaning around, and I was like, I need to get that out more because we still have to play through a campaign.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hero Realms is real good.
Yeah. Enjoy your show, Supreme Grand Leader of Australia, President Matt.
Is he saying he enjoys our show, or he's telling us to enjoy our show?
So I definitely initially just looked at it as he was telling us to enjoy our show, and I was like, that's kind of a weird thing to say, but I'll go with it. But then you made, like, I feel like it must have been, from a sheer logic perspective, like I enjoy your show.
Yeah.
Not, hey, enjoy your show, guys.
Well, the record shows that it's B.
We did enjoy our show. Thank
Yes.
you very much.
Yep.
That's why we do it.
And that's it for emails at milehighgameguys.com.
That is indeed it for emails. We don't have anything over on BGG this week, although we do have some new YouTube comments over on Paulo's Corner. First up, over on episode 147, A Pack of Llamas, M says, Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of me. And then on that same comment section, Paulo replies, regarding Cryptid, it's only my opinion, but my opinion is the law. Enough said. Referencing his previous comment last week about not being a huge fan of Cryptid. So
Correct.
I liked M's comment because it fit with how I do the intros. That's it for listener feedback. If you want to get a hold of us, there are a few different ways to do so. You can send us emails.
Emails at milehighgameguys.com.
You can get a hold of us on Twitter, where I tweet under @MHGameGuys.
I am Zach_MHGG.
I am Jeff_MHGG.
We have both Facebook and Instagram /Mile High Game Guys. And if you jump over to our website, milehighgameguys.com, there are links to the following things. Our BGG Guild, Guild number 2731, with awesome weekly episode posts by Zach. Our Slack channel, with just constant discussion of all kinds of things. Paul was talking about like his charging rates for his Tesla and things like that. And there's a lot of cool people.
How you do a road trip in a all-electric vehicle.
Yeah.
You 100% know where every single supercharger is.
Yes.
And you make sure and hit them.
I'm pretty sure like the Tesla map can be like, hey, show me all the superchargers where in the direction that I'm going. So it can be like, hey, you can go here, stop here. And it'll be like, you're at 30% when you get here, charge for like 20 minutes to get at 60%. And then you get to this other one when you're at 5% to spend the least amount of time.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah. I really can't wait for a world where there's more chargers, that you're more actually a really free-form road trip than have to plan it out in such detail. Anyway, there are also links on our website to our Patreon. Patreon.com/milehighgameguys if you would like to support the show in any way, shape, or form financially, like our latest patron, Mr. D. Wyatt.
Danimal himself, who pledged this week, yesterday. Correct.
For $3.
I don't think that's what he said.
And then tweeted us to specify that it wasn't a $3 pledge. It was 3 $1 pledges, because he wants the trifecta of Jeff roasts.
Well, his Jeff roast, see, he wanted me to relate his love of wrestling with his intelligence. So for him to think he's going to get 3 roasts for $3, he must be pretty dumb, like a lot of wrestlers. He's no Kenny Omega. Who not many are going to get, but he will.
I definitely don't get Kenny Omega.
You're no Kenny Omega, Danimal. You never will be. But thank you for $3. You already got ripped for Expanse.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's already gotten his ripping. That's why he's dumb, like
he
a
wants
dumb
more
professional.
Ripping.
Well, he should have given us $1. Maybe he was dumb and hit the 3 instead of the 1. I don't know. We'll take his $3.
And then came up with the bullshit excuse. It was like, no, it wasn't $3. It was $3 $1.
He's too dumb to know how to cancel it. So we'll just keep taking his money, I guess, for 3 months.
Until it's canceled for financial hardships.
Yes.
That it always is.
With no comment about,
Yeah.
Hey guys, sorry I can't support anymore, but keep on.
I mean, financial hardships happen.
Yeah.
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 I also feel like that's one of those like just real convenient, like, I don't want to say that I think you guys are a bunch of dicks and your show's changed and I don't enjoy it anymore, but I feel that way.
Yeah.
I feel that's more useful criticism.
Like,
For sure.
Why did you leave this job? Oh, personal issues. Well, the personal issues are that I got fired. So that's personal. So I'm not going to talk to you about that.
Well, hopefully Danimal will run into some financial issues soon and cancel his pledge as well.
Jesus, Jeff. Let's not go that far.
Nah.
When we said we were ripping into him, it's not like, oh, let's not do it anymore.
There's a difference between ripping and being like, dude, I hope you stop giving me money.
I mean, you've said that before with your very mouth about a large amount of money.
What?
I'm specifically talking about atmosphere. At no point would any patron ever be able to give you enough money to ever play that game ever again. We can go to the record.
Yeah, but I never told anybody like, hey, stop giving me money.
It was maybe it was a little bit more roundabout.
It also took me a legit second to remember what the fuck atmosphere was because I have so blocked that shit out of my memory.
Yeah.
Good fucking riddance.
Maybe we can get some Tales of Arabian Nights going?
Yeah.
I would rather play that than atmosphere.
Yeah, all right. I'd rather play that and then I will cut in, I don't know, Great Zimbabwe, Food Chain. There's a lot of...
He said at least Great Zimbabwe on this very episode.
Exactly.
Fucking hate you guys.
You can make so much happen.
Oh, yeah.
See, this is why I keep the raw file though, so that when this happens, I can be like, "No, here's what the original was."
But do you have the raw edited file?
No, here's great though is I can put that and then you'll be like, "No, here's what it actually sounded like," and I'd be like, "That sounds edited to me."
Son of a bitch.
But thank you, Danimal.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate yo pledge.
You will never be Kenny Omega.
when he tweeted us with the this is $3 $1, I wanted to look for something like, a trifecta or triple, something referencing 3.
3 in wrestling. I just can't
for
think
gifts.
of anything.
Well, no, so for gifts, but the problem is, God damn it, because I'm getting there, you son of a bitch.
Yep.
There was a shit ton of Triple H gifts, but it was just like Triple H doing things with just no context, which I mean, maybe I guess would have worked. But
you should have misspent your youth watching Triple H.
And also, it was one of those things I don't even actually know if it was Triple H. I just assumed that because I was searching gifts for Triple and it had a lot of WWE shit, that it was all just Triple H.
Understandable. He basically runs that company now.
Yeah. Did he either have a ponytail or a buzz cut?
Yep.
It depends.
Moving on.
What I should have done is I did my ripping. It's now both of your chance to rip because
you could have.
You paid $3. There's 3 of us. I already did my work.
Yeah. Too bad you didn't do that.
Yeah.
So I just ripped him 3 times.
Yeah.
But yeah. Finishing out the episode here, we would love to thank our sponsors, Gray Fox Games, for sponsoring another one of our Wednesday episodes. The amount of our bullshit that they keep putting up with is out fucking standing.
I just keep feeding them beers at conventions, and we keep getting them checks.
Yep.
Just keep them drunk all year, and then they'll never doubt us.
Correct. Their latest game, Run, Fight, or Die Reloaded, is still available for pre-orders as it is shipping to backers. If you are interested in checking it out, and maybe you've played Run, Fight, or Die in the past, and you're curious what's different with Reloaded. It is a streamlined version. It removed several decks from the original game, including the fleeing deck and the event deck. And now you're going to be rolling more dice, so more options to choose from, different combos to mitigate tough zombie-filled rolls, and additionally, players can now use followers to soak up damage from zombies. So basically, you can just throw your friends to the zombies and let them get chowed on while you get away scot-free.
I look forward to seeing and playing a full game of that.
Yeah, me too. I like zombie stuff.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I played a good zombie game. I'd like to try this one. So, yeah. Thanks, Gray Fox, for the support. Jeff, do you have a prepared statement?
As always, Gray Fox Games, quality games, cleverly crafted. Also, I don't want to call President Kennedy a liar, but I simply cannot imagine that in 6 years' time, man will have reached the moon.
I mean, some say we still haven't.
Some do indeed say that.
That wraps up the episode. Thanks, everybody, for listening in. Be sure to tune in next week for our regularly scheduled Wednesday Banter episode, and tune in this Friday as we spoil the absolute shit out of Time Stories Expedition Endurance. So if you either don't care about spoilers or you've already played it and thus you know all of them, listen in to hear what we thought about it, whether it has redeemed Time Stories for us or not. And if you care about spoilers and you haven't played, then stay the fuck away and come back later when you've gotten around to playing it.
Time Stories is good.
Indeed. We're enjoying it. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. As always, I've been your host, Adrian.
I am still Zach.
And I'm where is in the world is Jeff? Because we were talking about geography earlier.
You know, when you explain the joke, it makes the joke better.
Yeah.
Good.
That's how that works.
Good.
Bye.
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 Media, where we all
bring something
to the table.
Pull up a chair
at punchboardmedia.com.